Thank you for giving us your responses.
Why I'm here? Because the deals which you're talking about, it's happened during my tenure. So, that's why I know all of these things. The new guys will not be knowing that. And that's why. So now things have changed. I'm no more Almas Capital Limited. As I told you before, because I'm now Greenback Capital, which is a DFSA regulated firm. So I'm not allowed to be anywhere fund manager managing the third party funds. So I have to resign, I have to move out.
Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, DFSI is?
DFSA.
Dubai Financial Services Authority. Okay, please.
That's a regulator.
Okay, so Vishal Rana is an NRI or
NRI.
Indian? NRI, based in Dubai.
Yeah.
In your replies, you are saying that AGOF is not, it doesn't need SEBI registration. Yeah. But if we go through the, details put out by the government for the eligibility criteria, AGOF has been projected as an alternative investment fund. It should be registered as per the SEBI regulations. And AGOF's name or Almas Caps name is not there.
No. See, internationally, that may be for Indian funds. You see, alternate investment funds are a very Indian specific thing. Global funds are not AIFs and all. We have a very different definition. For example, if you look at the Cayman Islands, now in Cayman Island, we have a segregated portfolio company. That's an SPC fund.
Yeah, so SPC,
yeah. So within a big fund, you can have different strategies. Like, you have a strategy for real estate. So we have a real estate fund. Like, for example, we have invested in states, in a real estate side. So that's our real estate fund. Similarly, there's a private equity fund. That similarly is an Indian fund on a market securities. So you can actually, the umbrella fund can have a different verticals to invest into different geographies or different strategies. And that's how we have done it. So there's nothing to do with AIF and all. For Indian investment, the definition is very clear. Any kind of listed companies, if you invested in any listed company or a listed security, then it has to be an FPI, which is called Foreign Portfolio Investment Company, or FPI fund, which is Foreign Portfolio Investment Fund. And there are also two kinds of funds, Category 1, Category 2, by definition. So
Amardeep, basically you are saying you have the approvals from RBI for the sectors you are investing in, and for every investment you take the approvals.
Yeah, for what I'm saying is, you don't need approval every sector. There's sector-wise, there are a few sectors where you need an approval. There are few sectors which comes in automatic route. So you don't need it. This is what I'm saying.
But in civil aviation doesn't come in complete automatic route, right?
Yeah. So this does not. This is the automatic. It's a government divestment on aviation is an automatic route. I mean, there you don't have to. I don't have to seek. But of course, if it is, then I will check with my SBI Caps, which is RP. Probably would have taken. I have to check the papers.
SBI Caps is what? Your resolution professional?
Yeah, so SBI Caps is the one which is actually, working for this divestment deal, right?
Right.
So SBI Caps is the one which is working on. So if it is required, then I'm sure it would have taken. I don't have the papers right now with me, but if this question you would like to know whether it comes under RBI and whether we have taken an approval, I can give in writing. Give me 24 hours. I will check with the SBI Caps and answer you.
Okay.
That's not. But in the case of Amardeep, in the case of SBI Caps, guidelines, which was put out by in December 2020. Okay, it put out only three categories, like the Indian companies or the foreign companies which is registered, or AIFs. So you don't fall in any of these categories.
Okay, Ravi ji, I need to give you clarification on this because honestly, my technical team has done this work. I'm 100% sure of the fact that, I mean, we cannot get an approval unless we fall in particular category. But this question is a good question. If you can send me a one-liner on this,
I will actually able to answer you by looking at my technical papers that why we got this and which category we are falling according to Indian regulation. Because that part, my legal team will be looking at. So I will just
Do you
check
want me
that.
to read? Do you want me to read that type and document or SEBI document?
No, I understood your question, but 100% I'm sure of the fact that we fall, but I don't want to comment on what my technical or legal team has done. So unless I have in hand, so that I can answer you properly on this.
Amardeep,
Hanji.
are you still at? I mean, you said this afternoon that you are no more a part of Almas Caps or Almas Global, but are you still a part of Almas Trading?
Almas Trading.
Yeah, DMCC.
Yeah, that's a different company altogether. Yeah,
I just asked you because of the same name. That has nothing to do with these companies.
That's a very good question, Raviji. It's like an emotional thing. I will answer you. Okay, this is a very wonderful thing, and I feel so good that to answer these things. When I started the business here in Dubai, I started in the tower called Almas Tower. Okay, Almas Tower is in JLT. Yeah. So when I started that, for God's grace, the first month itself was very good. Things were good. I was also a small time investment banker, freelancing sort of thing. So the first company I name is Almas. And then the fund I launched is Almas. And then, I had a trading vertical because I've been trading since ages, being a banker before. I worked with ICC Bank for a long period of time. And then I've been the trader as well. So third company also, I put Almas Caps International. So every company I put Almas, right? But then it's fine. Then we came to DFSA, and DFSA is having all kind of regulatory things, and we like this name, a greenback. So we started with the greenback. But then to relinquish my Almas stuff because of the regulatory requirement. However, there is a clear declaration with DFSA that my other firms such as Almas Caps International, I am still the owner, and it's a very known fact. It's a declared fact because it's a trading vertical which I'm running.
Okay, got you. Ravi, go ahead.
Yeah.
In the case of Jupitize, it was widely publicized everywhere in India that, and all the newspapers, all the leading newspapers, like whether it's Business Standard or Economic Times or you name them, Live Mint, whichever it is, it was said that it was Almas Capital invested. Okay.
All wrong.
When we check, wait. When we check Almas Capital, nothing is there, but everything is in the. When we check the green tag, the details are there, and you were projected in almost in all the comments. You have given as the director or MD of Almas Capital after raising the funds for Jupitize. If these are two different entities, why such a facade? I mean, a cutting or a veil?
This is quite a funny thing, Ravi. What to say, man? See, this is I first of all, I'm so much away from the media. I really don't want to get in that. I don't know. See, Guha ji, I didn't know. So definitely, these are not the articles which I put in. This is the promoter of Jupitize.
But this is where you have given the comments, and you have given the comments as the MD of Almas Capital. Almas Caps.
Of MD of Almas Capital that has been written. I just given a good comment, and that comment also I given once when I visited their company and I saw this great team. So I said this is a fantastic team, and stuff like that. It's a nice stuff, I said, and they put that comment and put here and MD and all those things. So I didn't bother to change those things. The
so
reality.
As per your LinkedIn profile, I understood. As per your LinkedIn profile, you quit Almas somewhere around 2020, in the middle of 2021, right?
No, 1 May 2020. Yeah, around that time. Yeah, around that time. Correct. Because we applied to DIFC, we quit, but the process was on. So actually, the process got filled only in 2021. Though I quit.
So
but,
that means by around 2021, you quit Almas, right?
Yeah.
Almas Capital, and Almas AGOF, Almas Global Opportunity Fund, is a part of Almas Capital. If you quit Almas Capital, and where you are not a part of Almas Global, then how could your name be there everywhere when this stuff came in.
Yeah, exactly.
Pawan Hans.
So the real thing should be, it should write like this. It should like this. Almas Global Opportunity Fund has invested, and we are thankful to Amardeep Sharma, who is SEO of Greenback Capital, has advised on this transaction and done the deal. This is the right way of putting things. But
So
if somebody,
so that means you mean to say that in the Pawan, in the PHL saga, whatever happened now till now, including Almas AGOF taking 49% stake, you have nothing to do. That's what you're saying.
No,
Because you are not a part of you are not a part of Almas.
See, the thing which you're talking about, Pawan Hans and EMC, has happened during my tenure. It hasn't happened right now. When I'm already attached and worked so hard on this, then I'm the one who will take both the goodies and the and the bad things, whatever happened. But definitely there will be goodies only. That is, I'm 100% sure and trust on God. But I'm just telling you, when I have to take the credit, when I have worked on it. So those deals are not the deals of yesterday. Those deals are long back. Like, for example, EMC deal is, I think, in 2019 or something, right?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, in Pawan Hans, we are working like around 12 months to 18 months now. So, you look at that. Yeah, I mean, we are working hard towards it. It's maybe I think it is more than a year now. I have to check the exact dates, but it's more than a year. So let me complete this. So from board resolution, which I can give you, I am still the authorized person for these two deals from Almas Global Opportunity Fund. So I have a legal document to present that to these two deals because I have been working on this.
So why did Almas chose two obscure companies like Maharaja Aviation and Big Charter? So why didn't they go ahead with some financially stable and well-known companies? In the case of Maharaja Aviation, it made profit only once in its entire tenure of life after incorporation. And in the case of this Big Charter, it's almost the same. And Maharaja Aviation is a new, the Big Charter is a new entrant to civil aviation, though its director and MD, the main person behind that, Captain Mandavia, he's a veteran pilot, but into aviation. But other than that, why did you choose these two obscure companies?
Yeah, good. So you only just said that Ravi, there is a veteran and you like it, which is good. The same, I was wearing that time Ravi's hat. I thought, if I have money and I need experts, do I also need the people with the money or I need the people with brains? So I chose brains over money, which means when you make a consortium, you have to see the synergy which happens. Synergy is not about taking money from them. Synergy is about taking technology and the wealth of experience from them. It's not important that you have made losses in your life means that you are going to make losses throughout the lifetime. You can still make profits. It only depends, how good your intention is and how good your expertise are. And we think, our technical team think that they are quite an expert in their field and they can be a very good partners. And that's the reason why we chose.
You appointed him as a director in your company in Almas. That would have been much better.
I love to. They don't take that offer.
So you offered him that, and he didn't accept. That's what you're saying.
I didn't get to offer because he would have got rejected.
My only question is, did you have any prior partnership with these two companies, Maharaja and Big
No.
Charter?
No.
Then can you tell us how the genesis of this partnership?
Yeah, we through many friends and families we met and we discussed things, and one after the other things led, and this has come up. So it's basically how it happens. Whenever you make an investment decision making, the most important thing is you should know someone, right? And then somebody should give reference. And then when somebody give reference, you meet them, you discuss things like this, that, things are coming and how it looks like and what do you think about it. That's how the partnership built in.
Before this round that started in 2020, the government has tried to disinvest Pawan Hans a couple of times before also. Did you consider the investment at that time?
No.
So what made you want to invest in Pawan Hans this time round?
Pawan Hans as an aviation sector is not the first aviation sector we have invested in. We have prior experience of investing in aviation sector. My first investment in aviation sector is a gyrocopter making company in Spain. And that product being manufactured and made in Airbus itself. So basically, I have done a multiple visits to Airbus factories. I met the directors of Airbus. I have still having an investment in aviation. We speak last week, we got the certificate to fly, and it's a gyrocopter of 600 kgs, which can actually go to 1200 kilometers of range. It's a fantastic aircraft of 3-seater, unique in the world, which we are making. And my long-term plans is that I should bring this technology, this thing to India. And by bringing to India, I will make both Pawan Hans and gyrocopter grow in a bigger way, which essentially means that we can have more and more employment.
So, Mr. Amardeep Sharma,
yes, sir.
Do you regret your association with the entities with which Mr. Tagweri of Zimbabwe was associated or connected?
First of all, I do not have any kind of relationship with the concerned person. In fact, my books are so clear. There is no such investment or investor or subscriber by this name. So basically, all this, whosoever has given this article, of course, it has to be, the person has to be answered. Earlier also in past, somebody has done so. And you can see that then no more articles have come, just simple reason, because we have given our evidences and we have actually asked the question that on what basis and ground somebody is saying that. Things cannot be in air. There is no such subscriber called Kuda Tagwere. It's a wrong information.
Our sources are public sources. These are publications that have come out from South Africa, from Zimbabwe, the non-government organization called the Sentry. It is based on those.
Yes, sir. Do you have a government sources as well?
Sorry?
Do you also have a government sources, sir? Because government has also given a press release, and in press release is clearly mentioned that such person is not at all involved in any kind of investment through any kind of investor. And that release, if you want, sir, I can send it across to you.
But yes. Mr. Amardeep Sharma, the point I was making is that this person, Mr. Tagweri, and not he in his personal capacity, but the entities that he controls, and with his family, his wife in particular, and his close association with the Zimbabwean African National Congress, these are all matters which are information that are available in the public domain. Now, the government of the United States of America, the government of the United Kingdom, UK, they both have imposed sanctions on.
Sir, you're talking about a person who is not in my list. Why should I be responding? I'm saying that this guy I'm not associated with.
Does AGOF still have some investments in Ziva Resources?
Yes, it is having a Jiva Resources, and we are coming out of it. There's a reason behind it, because we are making a lot of losses. So,
who are the partners of Ziva Resources in Zimbabwe?
There are multiple. If you want, I will send you the list of it.
Other than Kifimbi, anyone else?
No, Kifimbi and us, and then we got into the Kodimba. So yeah, Jiva Resources, these two are the ones.
That's how you agree that that's how, the other one sec. So that means you are not aware that Kifimbi is owned by Kuda and his wife.
Sir, are you aware of that? Raviji?
I am aware of that.
Okay, give me your evidence.
It's published in Herald, Zimbabwe Herald.
Sir,
it's a government-controlled newspaper. I can send you the clip.
Or if I will give you ROC, if I'll give you the register of a company where the shareholders are mentioned, then I think they not be right.
So that means they changed it later.
Sir,
so,
I have
when you started.
When I started that time, there is nobody called Guha was the owner of that. That's 110% guaranteed. If you want, I have all the registration numbers and everything with me. Sir, I am not, so whatever, I'm a fund. Robust policies I have, sir. If something like that will come, my compliance take it in the first note.
In the case at the NCLT Kolkata bench, you submitted an affidavit saying that you cannot provide the financial details of your company on account of Cayman Islands confidentiality laws. At the same time, we have in the media, there are circulating comments from the Indian government saying that this is the net worth of Almas Global. And Almas Global has submitted to us documentation about its net worth. How are you able to submit this documentation to the government of India when you are not able to submit it to NCLT?
Thanks for this question. In NCLT, if you read, it's not that just financial. It says that you have to tell me the name of the investors. Name of the investors is something I cannot, because there's a confidentiality angle. It's like you can't
Government of India says that Almas Global has Indian investors. These are public comments made by the DIPAM secretary. It's there all over the media.
1 minute. Indian investor. Who said that Indian investor?
The DIPAM secretary and other senior officials of DIPAM.
Mr. Tuhin Pandey
have been quoted as saying that we are sure of Almas Global because it has Indian investors and it has told us what is its net worth. We have documented proof. How can you tell this to them?
No, net worth is truth. I have to check that what comment they have made, and I can't comment on people's comment. I can only tell you what you will ask me, and I will tell you one thing. And let me just tell you, sir, what it is. We are a broad-based fund, which essentially means that we are a large number of subscribers, and most of our investment is financial institutions and banks. When I say financial institution, means large, either family offices, financial institutions, and all. We do not have direct Indian investment as such, and we can't take Indian. In fact, if you say NRI, if you say resident Indian, not NRIs, then I would say I have zero such investment. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm bringing the money from international bodies to our Indian, our country, so that we can there is a dollar which will come in.
You said that there's no relationship with Zimbabwe's Tagweri's business. Almas had no relation ever. That's what you said.
Correct.
So, as per this Century report and articles published by Financial Times and
very good. Let me tell you before you speak, sir. Century already the mails have gone. The discussion is on with Century. God is great. God is great. You see very soon everything will be removed from that. You just see that. You just watch that. Proper action has been taken. You see how things will be in future. You just wait and watch.
I mean, the same things. Most of the things are published by Financial Times and Bloomberg also.
Financial Times उसके बाद कितना वक्त से आपको अभी तक कुछ नहीं आया है? How long it has come? Why?
October,
if there is you know, sir, one more thing, Ravi ji. There's so many things have been put in the paper. You can just scroll and keep on reading. The only one thing missing, which you may not find there. You know what is that?
What is that?
Truth.
Financial Times and Bloomberg are very, very reputed organizations. You know,
you are also very reputed. Everybody is very reputed.
The credibility of the information that Bloomberg puts out or Financial Times puts out is,
right.
You know, there is a lot of credibility to what they put out. That's all I want to say.
Sir, you know, there are a lot of newspaper, extremely high quality news. I don't have to tell you, you're a journalist, but you would have seen high quality newspaper, magazines, even in TVs. There are a lot of wrong information put in. And, you know, whenever such wrong information comes in, it's extremely important for those people against who this kind of information has put in to discuss with them, speak with them, and furnish the truth. And this is what we have done as an exercise. One thing has happened, you would have observed that nothing is coming. The second thing you will observe soon, that everything will be removed. It's just the Century will remove, and then everything will follow suit.
We will
You just wait and watch, sir.
We will also
Yes,
wait
sir.
and watch.
Covimba Mining Resources Limited.
Yes.
Ziva has a stake in that, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And whenever you invest in a company, don't you check that who else are the other partners or major stakeholders in that company?
In which company you're saying? Covimba or Jiva?
Ziva invested in Covimba, right?
Right. So Jiva, there's always investment. Yes, there's this entire process. I think what I will do is I'll send you the chart, okay, of Covimba. Okay, maybe you will have a lot of deeper knowledge on that. So we'll explain you the structure chart. You will see that how it is. There is the guy you're talking about is not linked to any of the companies directly or indirectly in a Covimba mine. Covimba mine has issued a press release and has clearly mentioned that this person is not there as an investor in any of the companies.
You are talking about Mr. Tagwaire.
Yeah, you are also, we all are talking about the same guy.
Is it?
Right? Yeah. So if you want to see that press release of Covimba, I'm very happy to share with you. It is a public thing.
All right, please share it or give us the link.
Okay. In the case of Sotik International, on 31st of August, Sotik International sent a letter to the directors of Almas and the directors of Pifimbi on 31st August 2020, asking to restructure the company.
Restructure the company to us?
Yes, you need a copy of a letter sent by Sotik to directors of Almas.
Yeah, send me. They asked, send me.
Copy. They marked a copy to Capital Horizons Limited and the company secretary. I'm reading it for you. Respected shareholders, regarding company restructure, the executive management of the company has taken note of the increased negative press the company has been subject to over the past weeks. While we wish to reassure you that we are taking the necessary step to address the unwarranted and adverse media the company has been subject to, it would nonetheless appear that despite ongoing the action, the brand value of the company has been tarnished. This may due to, but not limited to the factors listed below. 1. The majority of the company's subsidiaries are Zimbabwean, which is highly political and a volatile jurisdiction. 2. The company is registered in Mauritius. At the time of its setup, Mauritius was a whitelist jurisdiction, but since 2019, it has been included on the FATF grey list and ultimately been put on a blacklist by EU. Since that time, Mauritius has been portrayed as a tax haven and is seen as a means of preventing the African continent from receiving rightful tax receipts. The Republic of Zambia recently unilaterally cancelled its double taxation agreement with Mauritius on the ground that mining companies were using Mauritius to avoid corporate taxes in Zambia. As you are aware, the company's mining assets in Zimbabwe are operating as well as can be expected despite the lack of funding over a prolonged period. The mining operations...
Sir, 1 minute. इसमें कूड़ा कहाँ से आया? Where is Kuda? Where is
Sotik
Kuda?
is Kuda's company, right?
Ravi ji, please do your research proper, यार.
You can say yes or no.
अभी सुनो यार, Ravi ji देखो, last time मैं बताऊंगा, अभी आप ना ऐसे मत करो, आप it is not good यार. We are seriously ना Ravi ji. What these papers are saying is that Kuda का पैसा हमारे पास है और हमने उसका पैसा लिया है और उसका है, जबकि जो न्यूज़पेपर बोल रहे हैं उनको यही नहीं मालूम कि fund does not work like that. Fund is not a company जो एक शेयर होल्डर से पैसे लेता है और दूसरी जगह देता है. फंड का डिस्क्रिशनरी मैनेजमेंट होता है जहां पर कई सारे एसपीसी होते हैं, सेग्रीगेटेड पोर्टफोलियोज होते हैं, ब्रॉड बेस्ड फंड होता है, बैंक्स के पैसे हैं, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस के पैसे होते हैं. दोस पीपल आर जस्ट नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्योर डायनामिक्स ऑफ फंड, इसलिए वो सब ऐसे फालतू बातें लिख रहे हैं. ऐसा तो कोई बोल ही नहीं रहा है कि कूड़ा ऑलरेडी सॉटिक का इन्वेस्टर है. किधर से है वो? आप देखो, आरओसी उठाओ, आपको पुरानी आरओसी देता हूँ आपको मैं. आप देखो तो सही सॉटिक में इन्वेस्टर कौन है.
Okay.
वो restructuring के लिए किया. You're right. What you're saying, this restructuring is right. I was thinking कि आप बोल रहे हो कि कूड़ा को remove किया, हमको डाला. I was just wondering कि कहाँ से आ रहा है.
Christopher Fury, one of the directors of Sotik.
Pimpi का था. हाँ, correct.
He has claimed, he has been quoted in the media as saying that Tagvirai does call the shots at Sotik.
And in the case, in the South African court, in the South African court, we are going back again.
Kudakwashe Tagvirai with the subject line Sotik, dated May 31st, 2019, has been published in the media, where he is giving orders to Sotik as to how to function.
सर एक बात है, इसमें एक क्वेश्चन है मेरे को. नहीं मैं आज समझ गया आपका क्वेश्चन. एक छोटा सा बात बताइए. क्रिस्टोफर फुरी तब था क्या when we have invested into Sotik? Again, I'm asking you a simple question. Was Christopher Fury part of Sotik when we have invested into Sotik?
Let me ask the same question. Let me ask the same question. Let me phrase it in a different way.
रवि जी पहले वो क्वेश्चन को ऊपर आंसर देंगे.
You answer the question. You answer the question.
Then I'm answering.
You are saying you have ROC documents to show that there is no connection between Tagvirai and Sotik. Why is a former director of Sotik saying that Tagvirai calls the shots at Sotik?
I like
this. Is it your claim that Tagvirai used to have a control over Sotik, but he relinquished control and then Almas invested in Sotik?
So what you should do is you should actually ask Christopher Fury this particular question. Then why is he saying that? This is the right.
You are still not answering. You are still not answering the question, sir.
I have answered
you.
Amardeep, there is one more thing.
Kudakwashe Tagvirai relinquished his control over Sotik, and only then subsequently Almas invested in it. Yes or no?
No, that's also wrong. आपको मैं इसलिए तो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूँ. अगर आप क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे देते तो आपको सारे आंसर आ जाते. Christopher, I ask again. Was Christopher Fury was a part of Sotik when we entered in? Answer is yes. Answer is not no. Answer is yes. He is the one who was dealing with us in a way of when we made investment. I have emails. Okay. Now, after that, why he has gone out of Sotik, what happened, what were the circumstances, he only knows. What he is.
So I am not asking you why he made the comment.
So I am not going to you on his comments.
His comment. Are you saying his comments are false?
As a vice,
are you saying that his claim that Tagvirai controls Sotik is false?
110% false.
So you are saying that Kuda has nothing to do with Sotik International. It's not Kuda's company. That's what you're saying.
Of course not. Nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
In July 2020, Director of Sotik International, David Brown, sued Christopher Fury in South Africa. Right? In that, according to the lawsuit, he filed a list of companies under Sakunda Group. Do you agree that Sakunda Group is of Kuda?
I don't know about Sakunda Group, sir. Sakunda Group is not. I don't know which is Thakurta group.
Sakunda group. As per Zimbabwean filing, Sakunda group is Kuda and his wife. Fine. So according to the lawsuit filed by David Brown, he listed a number of companies under Sakunda Group, and in that it clearly mentioned Sotik International Limited Mauritius is a Sakunda Group company.
Sir, कब mention किया? David Brown ने क्या mention किया? 2020 का जुलाई का. अब हमारा पेपर देख लो. You will know who is having what. I don't know about this. What you're talking about.
If you get to know that any company you have an investment in has some association with Tagvirai, would you immediately exit that company? You don't want any association with Tagvirai. Is that what you're saying?
110%. And fantastic thing. ये बिल्कुल. Not only Tagvirai. Any sanction. Suppose कोई बंदा हमारे. Suppose you have invested, okay, with us, and forgot some issue ho gaya and somebody sanctioned you or somebody said that you're criminal and whatever. The fund is a policy. The first thing what I will do is I will report everywhere. Okay. Second thing what I will do is I will take a legal opinion on what can be done best, because the fund cannot take a risk of somebody who's a sanction के साथ में invest करके बैठा हुआ.
What Ravi was asking, the CEO Brown, if he is saying in a court filing that this company Sotik is a Sakunda group company, then clearly there is some link to Tagwire. Otherwise, he cannot be.
And not only that, you just said that if you before investing, you will check about the company, its shareholders, everyone, right?
Yeah.
So when you invested, when Ziva Resources, where you have major stakeholders, invested in Kuvimba, did you check that Pifimbi is the other stakeholder in that, and Pifimbi is Huda's company?
सर अभी तो आपने मेरे को एक ईमेल अभी शेयर होल्डर वाला मैसेज भेजा है. वो शेयर होल्डर में आपने लिखा हुआ है कि डियर शेयर दिस इज दैट हैपनिंग, रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग इज हैपनिंग. यू नो दैट वेरी वेल कि सॉटी के 2 इन्वेस्टर थे, एक पिफिम्बी था, एक हम थे. तो जब रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग होगा तो दोनों कंपनी जीवा बनेगी ना. हाउ द रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग हैपेंस?
So that means you knew. When did you invest in Ziva? When did you invest in Ziva?
पिफिम्बी में सर, पिफिम्बी में कहां से आ गया कुडा?
As per the filings, it's there. It's in public domain very much.
ऐसा करते हैं ना, the best part is मैं पिफिम्बी का शेयर होल्डिंग आपको दे देता हूँ, आप फिर उस कोर्ट से पूछना कि भाई कैसी वाली फाइलिंग.
No, you have to give me the shareholding of that time when you invested, not now.
सर जी मैं तभी का दूंगा, तब तो ठीक होगा ना. तभी का
we'll verify it, we'll cross check it. Yesterday we spoke about the eligibility criteria and you said that AGOF is not an AIF, it's a segregated fund. But if you look at the information memorandum and on page 47, eligibility criteria, it clearly states any private limited company, public limited company, limited liability partnership, body corporate, whether registered or incorporated in India or outside India, or alternative investment funds registered with SEBI as per SEBI Alternative Investment Fund Regulations 2002, which are eligible to invest under the laws of India, are eligible to apply. Do you want to comment on this?
So yesterday I have given a comment that this is a legal and technical question which I will ask them, because one thing I'm sure of, that the institutes such as SBI Caps or the even authorities will not do the mistake. And I'm sure that we fall under the category. But if you have some question, I will check with the legal team and give you the right kind of answer.
It's very clearly mentioned, how the company should prove their net worth. In the case of ATOS, like Maharaja Aviation and Big Charter, they don't have to prove because they are already into aviation business. But in the case of investment companies like yours,
right?
Okay, the net worth shall be substituted by maximum permissible investment limit for that particular AIF as per SEBI regulations.
Yeah, in 300 crores ke aaspas, I guess, somewhere around that.
To invest in India, that's the limit they have given in India.
India, it's a net worth. It doesn't say investment in India. It says net worth of the company.
It very clearly says in case of AIFs, okay, the net worth shall be substituted by maximum permissible investment limit for that particular AIF as per SEBI Alternative Investment Funds Regulations 2002 in a single investee entity.
A single investee company. Achha, so what you're saying is that more single investee company में एक permissible limit है, and not more than that you can invest. Okay.
Yeah.
According to SEBI.
What's your limit? I mean, what's AGOF's limit for this?
Ravi जी, आप ना सर FPI के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो. FPI की लिमिट होती है जो SEBI सेट करता है.
This is for AIF.
क्या में बोलते हो, फॉरेन को FPI बोलते हैं. FPI की जो लिमिट होती है सर, वो होती है एक कंपनी में 10% तक का ले सकते हैं.
I understand that much. Understand.
सर वो SEBI रूल है, मैं SEBI में नहीं फॉलो करता हूँ. मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम भी बोला था सर सेबी के अंडर में मैं फॉल नहीं करता हूँ. आई एम अ फंड which is not an FPI. SEBI can control FPIs. They are talking about a listed entity, sir.
No, sir. So you are saying that you don't come under SEBI. Can you tell us then that how was your net worth calculated so as to be considered in the bid for Pawan Hans Limited? The government has said that two times your net worth was submitted to them, two different amounts. Can you explain to us how is this net worth calculated?
Okay, sir. See, the calculation of net worth happens. It's called NAV. So what happens is whenever a subscription comes. So, for example, three of you. Suppose I have only three investors, and you three are the investors, and you have invested around $10 million each. And after this $30 million which I have in my pocket, I made an expenses, say, of around $500,000. So that time with the money in hand, I have a net worth of 2.5. But if I make this investment outside and then buy the asset, which is having a fair value of 2.5, so we'll call it a 2.5 net worth. But in subsequently, if the asset value grows, and suppose after 6 months or 8 months, that become $5 million. So my net worth become $5 million, in spite of the fact that I only have 2.5 as an investment. But then if I sell few of it and then give a dividends to my shareholder by selling, the net worth will drop. So the net worth, which is called NAV, net asset value of a fund, keep on changing as per the dynamics of the fund. When they buy and sell the assets, they come out of the assets, and as more and more investment will keep on coming. So it's a very dynamic thing. It does not remain, and we do a calculation which is a quarterly NAV calculations, and that is also done by a third-party evaluators, and we submit that.
So if you can sum up, your net worth is calculated based on your assets that you are holding and the value that they represent. You told us yesterday that you have investments in multiple different sectors in India. Can you tell us what sectors you are invested in India? Almas Global, that is.
Other than Jupiter.
Other than Jupiter, we already discussed Jupiter yesterday. Other than that.
Yeah, sectors are financial institutions. Then there's a sector. I will just tell you sectors, right? And then we have sectors in.
Can you give examples of some companies, financial institutions?
No. Sir, private information.
Who Almas is invested in, that is also private information.
Yes, sir.
You yesterday told us that who are the subscribers is private confidential information.
I don't want to name all where I have invested. Why should I? It's a private, because मैं कभी भी investment को sector को नहीं बताना चाहूँगा for a very simple reason, because a large fund investing into the Indian companies will change the dynamics and the pricing of the company. Okay, if I have to reinvest things, the fair value changes. हम इस तरह से ये बताते नहीं है कोई भी किसी कंपनी में.
So none of the companies, can you
startups को छोड़
that, can you say that are any of the companies you have invested in India, are they listed or unlisted companies?
So sir, listed जो है ना, that is basically we invest to fund. Basically what you do is you invest into an FPI, and then FPIs can invest. So FPIs are the ones.
As they are not registered here with SEBI, they cannot invest directly. So what is the total value of investment you are holding in India as of now, with all the sectors and companies put together, including Jupiter's?
Sir, so direct and indirect, if I look at investments, I think now I don't remember exact number, but I think it should be hovering around 1,500 crores aspas.
All right.
Okay, almost 1,500 crores. Okay.
More or less.
Right. Financial Times quoted you saying that you have investors from Persian Gulf, Latin America, and India in your funds. So how many investors are there from India?
Sir, in India, we have something called LRS route. So LRS route mein individual can invest up to $250,000. And then you can also, companies can invest 4 times of their net worth.
So as you said that the individuals are very less. How many companies are there in your list?
So there may be many companies. say there's none. We have a zero investment from Indian companies.
You are not able to tell us under which category of eligibility you have placed the bid for Pawan Hans Limited. You are not able to tell us that you are investing in India across which sectors. You are not. My question is that why should a company with such lack of clarity be allowed to take over a public asset like Pawan Hans Limited?
Invested into FMCG, have invested into financial institution, has invested into metals and commodities company, and we are in a process of making a couple of more investment again into the manufacturing. One more manufacturing, yeah. So we are mostly into manufacturing. We have invested into commodities, mining, metal companies, and we have invested into financial institutions.
Why is this information not placed on the Almas Global Opportunity Fund website?
That's what I'm telling you. Because sir, when you become a financial institution, और आप अगर कहीं invest करते हो ना, so उसका market value different हो जाता है. It become a valuation game because people see that, oh, this large investment has come. देखो Jupiter में ऐसे हुआ. Why you have this information? I have not given this information because उससे फायदा होता है कि अरे इतना बड़ा फंड है, स्टार्टअप में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है, तो स्टार्टअप values बढ़ती हैं. That's why startups kind of places now where you make investment, it will be a big story. VC circle, blah, blah, blah. But when you have a private equity investment in a privately held companies, then these kind of things don't come. Because we take a long-term call कि इतने साल में what kind of return, कभी हम IPO लेके आएंगे, when we will exit. That is the time it become big.
The Department of Disinvestment and Privatization, they put out a circular long ago saying that any participant, if they are into any litigation or they have any adverse order, okay, then they won't be eligible to win the bid, participate in the bid. Or even the litigation is on, they are not able to participate. So how did Almas participate? Because what would I call it? The litigation was on with NCLT on that time itself.
That wasn't litigation as such. It was, we applied in through bidding process in NCLT, and anything goes in NCLT. There's not any kind of order against us or any kind of adverse decision against us. It's just that when we invested initially in EMC, when we done the bidding for EMC, after that, when it comes to the distribution of the money, the Union Bank and LIC, they have some reservation in the distribution. So they had some reservation with SBI. So within the consortium itself, this took some time to respond, and hence we could not, distribute, because unless we have NOC from everybody, so we can't actually distribute the money. But after that, it took some time. And after that, till the time they were able to make their mind, their COVID came, and COVID hit very, very hard. So since the COVID came, no investments was happening, and all our investors also kind of, took back foot. And we had a force major clause, which clearly says that in such situation, we can actually walk out of the deal. There's no issue whatsoever. However, we have not done so because we are committed to something, and we are still committed to that. And we will definitely take it if allowed, because we are ready with the investor base. So even after the investors backing out, we continue with this program. So this is an NCLT which was going on because of COVID situations and other stuff. It's not like anybody has placed any order against us, or there's a litigation and stuff like that.
Right. The NCLT order it says that the judge has written in the order that a copy of this order be sent to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and that action be initiated against Almas Global and its representatives under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So, the order reads as saying that there is willful and knowing violation of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So, as per the DIPAM notification that Ravi mentioned, when such an order is comes against any company participating in the bidding for a disinvestment process, the government is supposed to send a show cause notice to the bidder asking why it shouldn't be disqualified. Did Almas Global or you receive any show cause notice from the government since the time of this NCLT order till now?
Yeah, with that,
Or if at all you have received, another part of the question, if at all you have received, what is your response to it?
okay, good. So this particular thing is being taken care of by SBI Caps, and there is some communication which may not be right for me to come and discuss, but at this juncture, because the nature of that is like this. I think these questions you must
But
be asking.
SBI Caps is not the government. SBI Caps cannot send you a show cause notice. We asked you, have you received a show cause notice from the government?
So I'm saying that this few information are confidential in nature. I may not able to tell you whether it is or it's not, but things are going on for sure. There are communications for sure.
Now coming back to the NCLT order. In that NCLT order, yesterday you said that the NCLT asked you to disclose the names of your subscribers. And because of the confidentiality laws, you cannot reveal the name of the subscribers. When we read the NCLT order, however, what it actually says is that Almas Global, please explain why you are unable to provide the funds to pay the dues to the creditors of EMC Limited. That did not ask you to reveal any subscribers' names. In response, you have said that due to confidentiality, we cannot reveal the names of subscribers, and that has been criticized by the NCLT. The NCLT refers to the confidentiality law of the Cayman Islands, that when there is a duty to reveal confidential information to any court, then you as a Cayman Islands registered company can take permission from the Grand Court of Cayman Islands to reveal such information. Now, firstly, you are not asked to reveal. Secondly, you say that we can't reveal, whereas you can actually reveal. What do you have to say about that?
So basically, as far as our capability to invest, which can be highlighted through net worth statements, which we have furnished, even during the bidding and later on whenever somebody asks. So all those documents are already with them. It's not that the courts are not aware of our financial capabilities. Our financial capabilities are very well known.
And why do you respond saying that we are taking cover of the confidentiality laws?
That's only I am talking about my investments and the investors. I'm not talking about my net worth. Net worth is already been given.
But the NCLT didn't ask you about your investors. The NCLT asked you, why are you not providing the funds?
I need to check that order again, but in my opinion, they have asked.
The affidavit was in your name, sir, Mr. Amardeep.
Yeah, I will check that. But in my opinion, it has been asked. That this is the only information I can't give. I can always give NAV. NAV is not a problem. There is a net worth statement. Anytime anybody can ask and I can give. NAV is definitely not. Even in my fact sheet also we write NAV. So that is definitely not a problem for me.
Now the NCLT order has made some comments about the affidavit that you submitted. It terms your affidavit impudent and taking the process of the court for a ride, and even taking the insolvency and bankruptcy code for a ride. Well, what is your reaction to these comments and to this overall order of the NCLT in the EMC case?
I'm surprised, unhappy, and we have appealed to NCLT for that.
So you believe that it's the wrong decision taken by the NCLT?
I cannot comment on the court proceedings and their judgment. Of course, Indian courts, I have a due respect even in the constitution, so I can't say anything on that front. But what I can say is that we appealed to NCLT against the order.
You are aware that according to the DIPAM notification, even if you appeal against an adverse order, any bidder for a public asset who appeals against an adverse order, till the time the appeal is pending, is still liable to be disqualified as a bidder. So once again, I ask you, why should Almas Global not be disqualified?
So once again, I'm telling you that we have done our work on NCLT. We are very positive about the outcome of it. And I believe that, God is in our side, on the right side. So things will fall in place. It's just said that umeed mein duniya kaayam hai. And we are also very hopeful on that.
As per the government circular,
Yeah.
DIPAM circular, what it says that if there is an order which is against you, and if you have gone to the higher tribunal or court, here you have gone to NCLT, right? But the existing order is adverse order. So even if you have gone to NCLT and the case is still pending, you have to be disqualified. The bidder has to be disqualified, and he won't be eligible, or that company won't be eligible to participate in that bid.
Let's wait for the hearing, and we'll see how it goes. If things are positive towards us, I think
that comes secondary. That comes secondary. I mean, till that order comes, government cannot wait. That's the circular says.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, that's the question, Ravi. You have to ask the government. What should I say here?
Right. We will raise the question to the government.
Can you tell us how you expect to be able to run Pawan Hans Limited?
You want my strategy?
Not your strategy. The strategy is a later question. I'll give you as a comparison. Just last year, the government of India privatized Air India, and the successful bidder was the Tata Group. Now, the Tata Group previously used to run Air India, and the Tata Group has many other businesses, many other products and services. You have told us
they have exposure to. They already have the exposure to another airline called.
Yeah, they as well. They run another airline.
And they have exposure to Air Asia.
In this interview, you have told us that your experience and your activities are primarily as an investment fund, as a trader, and as a finance manager. So what I'm asking you is that what is your qualification to run a helicopter service in the first place? Give us a strategy.
I think I have answered this before also. I will tell you again. Pawan Hans is not the first bidding or investment in aviation space. We are an active investor in aviation space. We have already
so there is a difference between being an investor and running a company. Providing a service or running or providing a product to the public. Pawan Hans runs services for pilgrims to holy sites. Pawan Hans provides helicopters for rescue operations during natural disasters. It provides helicopters to security services. It provides helicopters for reaching remote parts of the country and inter-island transport in the Andaman Nicobar Islands, in Lakshadweep. There is a diverse range of activities. You are, as a person who is in the field of investment and finance, I'm asking you that what is your...
Okay, hear me out. If I will take your 2 minutes, let me answer this. Okay. So we have an experience in aviation industry. We had made the investment in Spain and gyrocopter, which is similar, but somewhere around a helicopter. And this has been made in Airbus. So, and we just don't invest, we take a board seat. So we have a board seat there, and we know that how the business is operating, how the factories are made. Now, coming back to your question on how a finance company runs it. Yes, finance company doesn't run directly. Like, for example, banks give loan. Bank gives loan to various companies. It's not the bank's duty to run the company. There are people who run the company. We have partners, and we have very solid and strong partners. There are two in the consortium of Star9, and they are experts in this field. We respect their expertise, and we work shoulder to shoulder along with them to make this a great positive affair. Not only that, but also I have a grand plans. I mean, in fact, you will see if I will get, with God grace, then I'm just telling you that I'm going to increase the employment, certainly going to increase employment. This is going to be a very big thing. It will be profitable, not only profitable very soon, but the money can be utilized in right causes in India itself. This is for me is a patriotic call. This is for me is doing something for the nation, and this is what I'm looking at, doing something for a nation. Just like for you, the pen is a power. For soldier, the gun is a power. For me, the finance is a power. And through that, I want to change and bring changes in the country.
According to reports in the media, there are government officials have been quoted as saying that the privatization is being put on hold and that the letter of award has not been awarded to Star9 Mobility while the government legally investigates the consequences of the NCLT order on the bid. Your reaction, Mr. Amardeep?
Yeah, this what you're saying is true, and we have already gone to NCLT for EMC. The only question in which everybody is highlighting, and I'm positive about the outcomes, and I not only we should get EMC, but also we should have Pawan Hans, and we should able to run both of them very very nice way with increasing the employment and doing good for the nation. That's what I will say, because I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful, because if I have a choice being a negative and positive, I choose the later.
Amardeep,
Yeah.
this is the first time that the government is putting the sale of a public asset or a PSU on hold. In this year itself, in January this year, for almost the same reason, the central government had to put on hold the sale of CEL, Central Electronics Limited, after such an adverse NCLT order came against that, or some due to some pending case in NCLT against the winning bidder. So when the precedent is already there, how do you expect that no, this will go on and you will get Pawan Hans Limited? It's 5 months, nothing happened. I mean, it's kind of almost gone now.
Yeah. Belief is the only thing. I believe.
Okay, I mean, so you are just hopeful. You are not sure, but hopeful.
I'm believe. I believe that it should happen.
It's kind of uncertain as of now. That's what you're trying to say. It's kind of uncertain as of now, but you expect everything goes well.
Yes.